Welcome to a training video for our new balls unit. We've established a whole lot of training exercises that you can do at home. You can add to your Pilates mat work. Jen's one of our graduates who's now out in the field running her own mat classes very successfully. And so she's coming today so she can be our demo model for the new exercises. But there's a couple of things I need to explain to you about what balls to use. You can use toning balls, which are balls filled with sand that have a bit of weight into them. You can use a small air-filled ball. These ones are ones that are a good weight, good height to go to. These ones are actually something called a Franklin ball, which many people in the Pilates industry know about. They're a bit smaller and you could use those. Some of our sitting arm series, you can actually use hand weights, or you can do sand straps that you usually use around your ankles. You can use those as well. But the idea is that we add a little bit more proprioception to your workouts, a little bit more balance. There'll be times, Jen, you might be wobbling a little bit, but she'll be great because her core is really strong. And then there are other times we use it as a release. So when we're stretching through our gluteal area, you'll be able to stretch out your glutes and your piriformis. So very, very versatile unit. So you will hear me giving instructions to Jen, and you can follow along. You can stop at any time you like. If there's anything I need to correct on Jen, you know that you'll all benefit from that as well. So enjoy. Starting in our regular 4-point kneeling position with the balls underneath your knees. To challenge a bit of balance, let's establish that your knees are underneath your hips, that the heels of your hands are underneath your armpits, and you've lifted your abdominals so you're in a beautiful, lengthened, neutral spine. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, draw your abdominals in just to prepare. This one is called knee stretch. So inhale and lift your knees off. That's the knee off position. Exhale, place your toes down, and that's the toe down position. The first one we're going to do is the toe down position. And inhaling to prepare. As you exhale, draw your knees closer to your hands without moving out of neutral. So opening your sits bones, and inhale, take yourself back to the beginning position. Exhale, draw your knees in, lift your abdominals, and inhale, return to the start position. Jen's going to demonstrate 2 repetitions where it's the harder position of lifting up your legs. Inhale and exhale, draw your knees towards your hands, and inhale back, keeping your pelvis lifted, engaging the abdominals, and she's going to stay in that position, and it's just to show you what a nice position you can get to there. Taking your beginning position now, and she's going to put her hands closest to the front of her knees for our cat curl. This is an excellent way to mobilize your spine. Now here at Tensegrity Training, we are very particular about not overextending through your cervical spine. So I'm going to refer to a number of the vertebrae in your neck, your cervical vertebra number 7. So it's the last vertebra in your neck, and it's the knobbly one at the base of your neck. We're going to think of lengthening that up towards the ceiling. So in that 4-point kneeling with your hands close to your knees, we breathe in to prepare, and exhale and wait. Inhale and arch into your arching position, C7 to the ceiling. Exhale, push your hands away from you, tuck and curl into the curling cat. Releasing tension in the neck, push the hands away from the knees. Inhale, return to your arching position, C7 to the ceiling, open the collarbones forward. Exhale, tuck and curl. One more of these beautiful stretches of the spine. Inhale and arch. Open the chest, C7 to the ceiling. Exhale and curl. And inhale back to your neutral position. Ready for hamstring curl. So in this position, start with your feet flat on the floor and you've got your arms nicely placed under your shoulders. Breathe in to prepare, and on the exhale, flex the knees so your toes come off the floor, maintaining neutral. Draw your abdominals in, and then lower down with your feet going back to the floor on the inhale. Exhale, lift the shins, maintaining neutral, and then inhale, down you go. 2 more of those. Exhale and up. Inhale and down, lifting the abdominals. Push through your hands so you've activated the lats. Then we're going to stay here. Take a breath in and exhale. See if you can flex the knees a little higher to engage those hamstrings. Lift the abdominals, push through the hands, elongate through the neck. And then lowering down. All the best preparations for going into arm floats. So breathe in to prepare. As you exhale, extend your left arm to be parallel with the floor. Putting a little bit of weight through your right arm, and then inhale, return to the regular 4-point kneeling position. Exhale and out with the other arm, and inhale down. So we're alternating here. Next one is left arm out, and inhale, and exhale, and inhale, and last set, exhale, reaching through the fingertips, and lower, and exhale, lift the abdominals. You can see it gets a bit wobbly on those balls, because now we can take the balls out, place them under our hands. We're going into a wrist mobilization exercise. So we find our 4-point kneeling position where our knees are under our hips, and we will put our hands under the balls. So this is a great position to be in to do any of your 4-point kneeling if wrists are a problem, by placing your hands straight on the mat. And in this stretch, we're going to flex the wrists. So we move our hands back a little closer towards us. And inhale. As you exhale, you roll your hands away to stretch the front of the wrists, drawing down through the back of your armpits towards your hips. Inhale and bring the hands back to the previous position. Exhale and roll. So it is really good for addressing any restrictions in your wrists. And back in, we'll do one more. And exhale. And back, and just to ensure we've got good shoulder mobilization and some good glenohumeral rhythm happening, we're going to do 1 repetition of each arm of single arm floats with the balls in our arms, just so that we can ensure that the aligning of the wrists and forearms is good. Inhale, exhale, raise your right arm forward, your bicep comes up towards your ear, and inhale, take it back down. Swap hands, exhale, reach that left arm, and back down. Now we're going to have a really nice spinal twist. You ready, Jen?
Ready.
And arm openings with rotation. So taking your 4-point kneeling, checking it in, lift the abdominals, breathe in and reach your right arm out to the side, and take it all the way to the ceiling and look at it. Take your arm back out to the side. Now bend that left arm as you thread the right arm through, lifting through the abdominals, and look how well she keeps her thighs perpendicular to the mat. Reach the crown of your head forward and go a bit further, and coming back. Take the arm out to the side, back up to the ceiling, out to the side again, and replace it back on the floor. We're going to do the other arm. We can't have it being lopsided. Inhale, exhale, taking the left arm out to the side. Inhale, rotate it to the ceiling, stretch up, left fingertips as far away from your right ones. And exhale, back to the side position, bend the arm, thread it underneath the right arm, lift the abdominals, lift the ribs to the ceiling, lengthen the crown of your head forward, really nice stretch. And then coming back to your side position, reaching that left arm out. Even press your shins into the mat to help you stabilize, reach those fingers up. Take the arm back to the side and place it on the floor. Now we're going into our angry and happy cat series. So angry cats apparently prepare for their anger. So they breathe in to prepare. And then as they exhale, they curl and their hackles go up. Release the back of the neck. Inhale, maintain that C curve and fold your hips back, reaching your arms long, beautiful stretch, like you're getting a hug from behind. And now you're going to breathe out and transfer your weight forward by pulling on the balls. Pull yourself forward into an arched position. And back to neutral. Let's try that again. It's a great mobilization for the spine. Inhaling as you prepare. Exhale and curl. Press your shins to the floor. Push your hands a little bit away to get a bigger curl. Inhale, fold your hips back. And exhale, pull with the arms, transfer forward and come into an arch. And neutral, we'll do one more of those. Inhaling to get ready. Exhale, curl, press those shins into the mat, broaden the space across your shoulders. Inhale, maintain the curl and fold at the hips. Exhale, transfer your weight forward by pulling on the arms into an arch. And neutral spine to finish. That feels really nice, doesn't it?
Nice.
Yeah. So now we're going to go into the happy cat where the balls are under the hands. So we breathe in, but our arms start outstretched. So it's like we're picking up our claws and giving them a stretch. So lifting the abdominals, lifting the sits bones away from you. You can feel that stretch through your lats. Be careful not to give in to the mid-back, so lifting up out of that collapse. It's a bit hard if you're really mobile in your thoracic spine. So we are inhaling while we have the arms outstretched. And we start the curl on the exhale from your tailbone. Pull the shoulder blades down and come into a curl in that position. Inhale, roll the balls forward, the hands are on top. Into lifting the abdominals, arms really stretched. Exhale, start the curl from the tailbone, pull your shoulder blades down and be in the curl. And one more, lengthening out. That's the way, pull your shoulders down towards your hips. And then exhale, start from the tail, press the shins to the mat and come back to neutral. And last one in our 4-point kneeling series is to take the balls back to underneath the knees and we put the angry and happy cat together for some sort of unison. So we start with our hamstring curls. So we inhale and exhale, lift up our legs just as a warm-up, up and down and up and down and up. This is the last one and keep them down. Breathe in and exhale, curl up, push back like you did before, but we've got the balls under the knees now. As you inhale, pull your hands towards you and come back to neutral and lift the toes off the floor and go into a slight arch. And feet down, push back on the exhale, release the neck. Inhale, pull your hands towards you. Lead with the tail and lift up those legs. One more, feet down, curl back. And inhale, come forward. Actually, we're going to do one more. Put your feet down and curl back, but lift up through the ribs. Let's just keep higher. And we'll curl back a bit more, back. Yeah, now she's going to stay here for a couple of breaths because this is a really good stretch. Big in, big out. Breathe in and out. Come back to neutral. Tuck your toes under. And from this position, our weight is slightly forward as we exhale exhale, and rock back, inhale, and a gentle curl. So it's just a rock forward and back. You'll see that the position of the shoulders changes, and it should feel quite delicious for the spine. And she's going to do one more of those. Doing a fantastic job, Jen. Our spine's really warmed up, ready for your kneeling series. Hey presto, balls now will be in the hands. So we're going to see from the front that the palms are facing upwards. And this one's called sit back star. So the arms are going to go out to the side. So you watch how Jen nicely goes from an externally rotated shoulder to internal rotation as her hands go down, and then she'll come back to here. So she's going to do two facing this way, then we'll turn you around so you can look at what she's doing from the side. So we sit a little bit leaning back on our heels. Our arms are at 90 degrees of flexion. We inhale to prepare. As you exhale, transfer your weight forward, keeping neutral spine, and turn your palms down. Take a breath in there. Exhale, come up slightly and hover over your heels in a neutral position. Nice smiling collarbones, nice smiling face. And forward on the exhale. Inhale, stay there. Exhale, come back and hovering over your heels.
It's a nice one.
She likes that one. So we're going to turn around to the side so you can see how she's keeping neutral. Palms up, breathe in. Exhale, lift, hinge at the hips, a deep fold in the hips. And then inhale, she's coming back, slightly back. Now I'm going to get her to transfer straight up to the next exercise in a high kneel and bring her hands into what we call the open star or closed star position. So the elbows will go out to the side, and there is activity in the space underneath her armpits. So Jen, can you take your left hand and show us where your lats are, all the way down to your pelvis. We want her to feel the work through there. And in her triceps, which go from upper arm all the way to the elbow, she's going to pretend she's got really heavy springs she has to pull with her hands. Because this one, known as the star, goes from a high kneel, elbows out, exhale, hinge forward, just like to the previous position, and inhale, push those balls together, elbows stay out. And inhale, exhale, go out, and inhale, come up, beautiful opening of her shoulders there, and exhale, go forward. Inhale, come up to a tall neutral. Open through the front of the hips. Lift tall, lift tall, lift tall. Hold it. She's ready now to go into arm switches. So from that position, we'll ask her just to hinge back a little bit to a neutral spine where your ribs are in line with your hips, but you're folded at the hips in the front. The buttocks is lifted off the mat, and this is the starting position. So we'll breathe in here. As you exhale, we go into boxing where your right arm is above your head and your left arm back behind, keeping your ribs in line with your hips. And then inhale and exhale, swap to the other side. Inhale, arms come through the side. Exhale, you swap to the other. Inhale, transfer, exhale up. So this is a hard one on your quads. So you've got to ensure your pelvic floor and your abdominals are lifted. The crown of your head's reaching forward. It's a good idea to do about 4 each side, so 8 in total. That gives Jen another 1 rep each side. And let's give her a rest from the thighs and sit back down. Nice and warm. So we're going to do the sit back with round back. We start in that high kneel with the closed star. making sure our pelvis is in line with our ribs. And this one's going to take us into a curl as our arms go overhead. So it's a C curve with arms in line with ears. That's the way. And then it's an inhale up. So we're going to do 5 of these. In and exhale. Inhale, draw them in. Exhale, reach away. Inhale, bring them in. Exhale and out. Shoulders are relaxed and in. Elbows wide and exhale, curl. And inhale. This is really strengthening her abdominals. And she's getting a good length through her back extensors that can get quite tight. This will be her last one. And come to the high kneel. And the last of our kneeling series is a nice stretch. So we keep our closed star position, and in this one we actually hinge back as we breathe out. And inhale, come forward. So keep lifting through the sternum, almost like your pubic bone is reaching over to the other side of the room. And inhale, come up, and exhale. And now we're going to add a bit of complexity to it, so that on the exhale, we have to think of 2 things. We go into external rotation. So we inhale here, keep the balls touching, exhale and reach. So our shoulders are in external rotation. As we come in and press the balls, our shoulders are in internal rotation. Exhale, hinge back, lift the chest, lift the ribs, and squeeze the balls, elbows out. And one more. And in, and I'll show you a variation. So if you want to, if it's too much to hold the balls together, you can, from here, taking your arms through and open to shoulder width. Bring them together to come in. It's a little easier, that one. And back, open, and back to the center. And sit on your knees for our rainbow stretch. So rainbow stretch is where we have one arm down and one arm to the side. So I'll ask Jen to start with her left arm up and her right arm down, keeping both sit bones firmly connected to your heels so that our pelvis remains in neutral. And the starting position is reaching the arm away as we inhale and look down towards that right hand, and bring your left arm overhead as you exhale. Inhale, place it on the floor and reach away. Reach, reach, reach. The spine's nicely rotated and the arms lengthened. Then we come back a little bit and get our weight down on our right arm and take the left arm back to the previous position. We do another one here. Inhale, exhale, reach over, rotate and push the arms away. Bring your arms back. Exhale, rotate back up to the side. Bring your left arm up so we've got our arms at horizontal abduction. Inhale, exhale, take our other arm down. Take a breath in there. Exhale, rotate the arm away. Inhale, push the balls. Exhale, return back to the side. Bend and reach the arm out to the rainbow position. And one more. Exhale, we go over and rotate. Pause, reach. And back to the side bend. Lift the arms up on the exhale, inhale, and take your arms down to the side for a rest. Piriformis release. Lovely little interlude before we go into some more strenuous abdominal work. We're going to stretch out our right glutes first. So you take your ball, lift up, and place the ball underneath your right glutes, and bring your left leg around the front, and lean back in a slight curl. The more you lean back, the more intense the acupressure is to your glutes. So we'll roll around a bit and find a bit that's a little more tense than the others. And we hold this for 2 breath cycles. So in And exhale, really relax down onto it. And in, and exhale. Now take your right leg and place it just next to the left and walk your left foot a bit more to the left, and then your right leg will come towards it. And inhale, exhale, internally rotate that right leg to come up towards the left knee, lengthening both knees away from you. And then inhale, it goes down. Exhale, come up. Now don't lift off the ball, put all the pressure onto it, because the greater the pain here, the greater the release when you come off it. And down, and up. And you're going to keep your left leg bent, move it over to the left a little bit, slide your right leg down, and we're going to do 3 leg lifts. Exhale up, reach your heel away from you, and down, and up, and curling the spine so the abdominals support you there, and up, and down, and up, and keep it down, and turn the leg in and out. And if you need to move a little bit, find another spot that's tight, and turn it out, and in, and keep it turned out, and bend it in, bend it out, and scoop the abs, open the ribs at the back, and down, and in, and roll off the ball. Take the ball out, and just lie down a little bit and feel how lovely that feels. How's that, Jen?
Oh yeah, that's a good release, that one.
Yeah. Well, fortunately we have another side and another ball. So lifting yourself up, bring the ball to underneath your left. You might want to turn around a bit. Just going to do a 360 here.
Round we go.
And we do 2 breaths where we just have the leg resting on the floor. And just check in at all times that you're working through your lats and your biceps so that you're getting some muscle strength in the arms. We don't want our shoulders to come up towards our ears. So there's no need for upper trapezius muscles to activate here. And we've got the release happening. Move your right foot away, take your left leg towards it, and exhale, taking it up to touch, and then inhale down. And you can see here how nicely Jen's activating her lower transversus muscles. She's very aware that every exhale comes with the activation of the pelvic floor. This will be her last one there. And she takes the leg a little bit further out to the right leg as she slides the left leg down. And inhale, exhale, lift the leg up as you reach your heel away. Inhale, lower it down. Exhale, reach and lift. Inhale, lower down. And up. And keep it down. And we do the bend the leg in. And out. And you can slide that heel along the floor, trying to keep your knee dropped to the floor as much as you can, so you might want to roll towards your left a little. And in, and out. Last one. And out. Roll that ball out. And lie down. Feel how soft those glutes are. Fun times are over, Jen. You're going to come up and you're going to sit on both balls, because this will give a nice release to your pelvic floor. A little bit of piriformis and posterior pelvic floor to start with, and then through to the front. Legs straight out. Toes can be pointed or they can be relaxed, but you know, if you know me, I prefer pointed toes. So we've got the balls, they're almost just either side of your coccyx. Never sit right on your coccyx. And from that position, we're going to turn our legs in, so for medial rotation, and then we turn out externally rotating. Inhale and exhale. And as much as we can, we want to sit in neutral and really withstand any tension or pain you feel there, because that's just the stretching of the tendons that attach to your sits bones. Then we're going to lift up and roll the ball slightly forward. So you'll be hinging forward a little bit here. And turning in and out. Feel that? And in and out. And you can stay here and do this as many times as you like. You've got the idea. We rock to the side and take the ball out. Rock to the other side, take it out. And see if you're actually sitting down on your sits bones more. You feel like you've actually fleshed out, don't you? Yeah. A nice way to start to do our abdominal work. So we're going into the series called Sitting Arm and Shoulder Series, where we do have to use our abdominals and pelvic floor to keep us upright in a cross-legged position. And we take our arms out to the side. And our palms are facing downwards. We breathe in here for the start. As you exhale, externally rotate the arms and bicep curl so your elbows are at right angles. So bring them to there, that's it. And inhale, open, and exhale to right angles. Drawing our ribs to our hips. And I want you all to feel like you're pushing down the weight of your world on your from your biceps, and then something's pushing you up. So there's co-contraction of your biceps and your triceps. That way you don't even have to have heavy weights and you're doing heavy arm work. That's it, you're doing really good. Just one more. Exhale, bend, and arms straight out to the side. Inhale. Now turning the palms downwards and flex at the elbows. We're going to do a rotator cuff exercise. So we're externally rotating after we prepare on the inhale. Exhale, shoulder blades draw down, elbows down, but palms up, balls up. Inhale, back to the previous position. Exhale, keep lengthening from the outer right elbow to the outer left and lower. Exhale, externally rotate. Inhale, back to the neutral. And exhale, hold it here, ready for going into reaching up. Inhale. Exhale, keep your shoulders away from your ears as you take the two balls, like you're creating a nice frame for yourself. And inhale, pull it away like a big piece of elastic. Exhale, come back up. And inhale out, elbows are still averse to each other, they don't want to get close. And exhale, go out. Inhale, come in. Exhale, out. Inhale, straighten your arms, palms facing forward for hug a tree. Inhale, exhale, bring the balls together. Inhale, open. Exhale, flex the elbows and the palms face the chest. And inhale, open, keep those elbows nice and lifted. And one more. And hold it there. This is the starting position for the next exercise called offering. So elbows out, lats engaged, pelvic floor and abdominals. Exhale and take the arms back out to the side. As you inhale, bring the hands up overhead and lean forward slightly with your elbows out. And exhale, taking your arms out. Inhale, hinge forward, forming a diamond. Exhale and out. Inhale, stay there. Now we're going to do the alternative one, which is the opposite breathing. So in this position, breathe in, breathe out, don't move. Inhale, open the arms. Exhale, bring them up. Inhale, open. Exhale, up. Keeping the hinge forward so that your ears are in line with your spine, and open and take the arms all the way down to the side. Balls reaching out to the side for our neck and shoulder stretch. So the first thing is just to establish a light touch on the balls while we tilt our head over to the left and up to the center. Over to the right and center. So it's inhale for the stretch, exhale to the neutral. Inhale for the stretch, exhale neutral, inhale and exhale, inhale and relax. We're going to go into an extension of this exercise now. What we'll do is to go into a side bend. So you inhale to prepare, exhale, reach the ball away so your right ear goes to the ceiling, so you're laterally flexing the cervical spine, and reach that arm away. Further, inhale there, exhale, come back up to sitting. And breathe in to prepare, exhale, ear to your shoulder, reach the arm away. Inhale, go a little further, reach it over side bend, open up those left ribs, and exhale back to the center. And inhale, rest, exhale, side bend to the left, so your right ear is up to the ceiling. Inhale, go a bit further, exhale, contract through the left ribs to bring you up to center. Inhale, exhale, reach and your left ear goes to the ceiling, open up your left ribs. Inhale, reach a bit further, and exhale, coming up. Nice. That's a very good one for getting stretch as well as activity in the lateral trunk. Ready for your roll-up series, Jen. You're going to sit facing sideways, knees bent with the balls under your feet. So we get a nice neutral spine position. This is a basic roll-up position. And you know I'm very big on C-curves, so we're going to see a few C-curves. The first position is let's let our arms have a rest and put them underneath our thighs. So you can find a little crease in there between the tendons, the medial and lateral tendon. Feel that? And sitting tall in neutral. As we exhale, press lightly into the balls with your feet for stability and roll back. Your knees will extend a little, but not fully. And then inhale there. And exhale, curl forward so your head is towards your knees. Inhale, lengthen the spine and sit tall. Exhale, roll back. Inhale, hold it, drawing your abdominals to your spine. Exhale, curl forward, nose to knee. Inhale, uncurl vertebra by vertebra. Exhale, roll back. Inhale, hold it. Exhale, roll forward, elbows out, head on knee. And inhale, tall. Let's go for the next one, neck pull preparation. So your hands will be behind your head. Don't need to move the position of the balls. And we start in a nice elongated spine. And the preparation is the inhale. As you exhale, curl back, breathing out fully. Inhale there and hold that C-curve. Exhale, roll forward. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, roll back, scooping the abdominals, opening the back ribs. Inhale, hold it there. Exhale, roll forward, nose to knee. Inhale, sit tall. This one is tough.
Yes.
Exhale, roll back. Inhale, hold it. Exhale, roll forward. And inhale, sit up. I think we'll give Jen a rest there because there's more abdominal ones to come. So that one was called our neck pull preparation. This one is called half roll back. So you might need to readjust the balls as you saw Jen do then because they do get a bit runaway under your feet. We breathe in to start and our arms are reaching out. As we breathe out, we curl back and our legs straighten. Arms stay still. You inhale and stay there. And then exhale, roll and continue on the inhale back to the starting position. Exhale, roll back, legs straighten. Inhale and hold it. Exhale, roll back through your C curve. And then inhale, droop, bend the knees and sit tall. Last one. Exhale, roll back, legs straighten. Inhale, we hold it. Exhale, come back to your C curve. Inhale, bend the knees and sit tall. Are you ready for a greater extension of that?
I am.
She's up for it all, this girl.
I'm up for it.
So this one is a single leg reach. So it's a half roll back with single leg extension. So as we roll back, one leg will straighten. Inhale here, exhale, roll and sit up. Inhale, exhale, roll back, extend the right leg, keep the C curve, open your ribs. Inhale, exhale, roll forward, bend the knees, and inhale, sit tall. Exhale, roll back, left leg extends. Inhale, hold that. Exhale, bend the knee into C curve and then uncurl as you inhale. One more each side, roll back. Extend the right leg, opening her ribs beautifully. And then she rolls forward, bends the knees. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, roll back, extend the left leg. Inhale, hold it. Exhale, rolls forward. Inhale and sit tall. Now the variation we could do then, Jen, you could do 3 of them on one side. So if you could just demo a couple of quick ones in half time and roll up and back and up and back. And now she can go other side and back and up. Lengthen and open through the hip and up and reach and sit tall. So that adds a little bit more percussive aerobic exercise to the whole sequence. Now double leg stretch. She's going to be a little puffed after this one. So the exercise benefits, never lose sight of the exercise benefits are for your abdominal strengthening and also strengthening and lengthening your back extensors. And I'm going to draw attention to how Jen is going to activate her inner thighs here. So you might actually use an additional ball and place it between your thighs to ensure that the adductors are working.
Why not?
There, exactly. And above all, we're going to see a beautiful mobile spine. So double leg stretch, just like the name says, both legs will move together. So we sit in this beginning position, we exhale and roll back. Inhale, raise your arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, circle them back around and to parallel to the floor. Inhale, exhale, bend and roll up to sitting. Press your feet into those balls. Inhale, exhale, roll back. Inhale, arms go up. Exhale, they come back around to the parallel position. Inhale. Exhale, roll forward, press into the balls and uncurl into straight spine. Exhale, roll back. Inhale, arms to the ceiling and around in a circle. Inhale, exhale, roll forward, bend the knees, sit tall and well-deserved rest. So you could get rid of that ball, but that's to show you that you had to work your adductors a little more strongly then. Swimming series. Now this is close to Jen's heart because she's also a swimming teacher. She's responsible for training little bodies to become drown-proof. So we're going to start. This one is quite a strenuous one called breaststroke. So while Jen has a little rest, I'm going to explain it. We start in the same position as before. We roll back, extending the leg, bending the arms in, and then taking them out. But I'll talk Jen through it. Bending the elbows and reaching through. She'll correct me, it's probably not real breaststroke, but it's
okay, it's a modification.
Imagery we have, lots of imagery. So we start in that nice upright position, arms parallel to the floor. Inhale, exhale, roll back and bend the elbows, legs straighten out a little, and inhale there, maintaining that curl, straighten your arms, breathe out, and take your arms out to the side as you roll up and back into the starting position. Exhale, roll back, bend the elbows. And inhale, maintain that curve and straighten the arms. Exhale, take the arms out to the side. Inhale and roll up and bring the arms back into the starting position. And inhale, exhale, roll back, bending the elbows. Straighten the legs a bit, maintain the curve and straighten the arms out forward. Exhale, take the arms out to the side as you start to roll up and sit tall as the arms come back to the beginning position. Inhale, exhale, roll back, bend the elbows. Maintain the curl, straighten the arms. Exhale, take the arms out to the side, roll forward and arms come back to the beginning position. Can we do one more? Exhale, bend the elbows, roll back. Maintain the curve and straighten the arms forward. And open the arms, bring the arms back in and sit tall. So just for the purpose of students learning this one, let's keep our legs straight out and let's do just the arm movements for them. So we can do the little curved. So inhale, exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, hold it. Exhale, straighten the arms. And open the arms, bring them back, sit tall. In, exhale, bend, straighten them forward, take them out, bring them back, sit tall. And exhale back, and straighten forward, take them to the side, bring them forward, sit tall. Yeah. That makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah, good. Because now we've got to do a little bit of a change of stroke. We're going freestyle. Okay. It's a very, very freestyle. So the arms, and we'll do the arms first. The feet are under the balls. So just while we're learning this, let's put the balls underneath the ankles. Gives a nice stretch to the Achilles. And the arms are straight out, 90 degrees of flexion. We'll roll back a little bit, not too much because otherwise Jen will get too tired. And then we extend our right arm up to the side and look at it. And then we watch it and we bring it back and both arms bend and sit tall. And roll back and take the other arm up over. And then inhale, exhale, bend it. And come forward. So roll back, arm up, and bend the arm and come forward. Roll back. Actually, I made it much harder for her with putting them there. So let's put them on the ankle and we go here. And bend it and sit tall. She opens the arm and bends it and sits tall and back and bends it and sits tall and back and watch it come over, bend the elbow and sit tall. Last one, opens, bend the elbow and sit tall. So that got into our external obliques quite strongly, which is nice. Now for everybody's favourite stroke.
Wait a second, where did the balls go on?
We didn't get that bit, did we? So we're going to do the whole thing. We didn't do the full exercise of the roll back. So the balls are under the feet. So we're going to do a couple each side with this because the legs do straighten a little bit, just like the previous exercise. Yeah. So starting here and roll back and arm goes, legs straighten, bend and bend. Roll back, the legs straighten, the arm opens, the arm bends and the legs bend and it's straight to finish. Roll back, bend the elbows and then bend the knees to come come up, leg straighten, arm opens, arm bends, knees bend, and roll up. Got it. Feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So the butterfly arms, we're going to do those separate to the ball position. So we'll keep our legs straight out, come back to the balls. We breathe in to prepare, and the breathe out is rolling back into your C curve, and your arms go into a double high V. So fingertips facing, shoulders down. Then you breathe in while you're still in the C curve and extend your arms back while maintaining the C curve. Now breathe out and return your arms to the starting position, bent. And sit tall and the arms come forward. Just hip width apart. Inhale, exhale, high V. Breathe in, take your arms back. Exhale, return the arms back around to the previous position. Sit tall and your arms come out to shoulder width. Exhale, down to your high V. Keep the curve, inhale, arms go back. Exhale, return the arms back to that high V. Inhale, sit tall, arms out to 90 degrees of flexion. And exhale, V. Inhale, reach arms. Exhale, curl them up and around. And inhale, roll forward, arms, sit tall. And again, last time, back you go. High diamond, arms back, reach them around, and back to the diamond and sit tall. Good job.
And the balls go where?
Under the feet. So we'll do a couple of repetitions where they're there. And one thing we do have to keep an eye out here is when we go back to this diamond position, it doesn't close off our face. So we're here, we roll here, arms back, back to here, and roll. And it's a really strong, nice circumduction in the shoulder joint. And around to that high V, roll forward, sit tall, arms lengthen out. Last one, and high V, arms back, around to the V, straighten the legs, straighten the arms. Yeah, good job. So that gets right into the higher abdominals, yeah. We're going to go into some pelvic curls. Now this series, the pelvic curl series, it seems harmless because you get to lie down, but your hamstrings are going to burn by the end of this. So we're going to work hamstrings, pelvic floor, we're going to work in hip extension, knee extension, and lying down on the floor with your feet over the balls. In this series we're going to have the balls underneath the front of the foot, and sometimes we'll have them under the back of the foot on our heels. So a pelvic curl, it's like in our mat work we've done pelvic curls to bridge, and Jen's going to do exactly that. She's going to, for 4 repetitions, inhale, exhale and roll up 1 vertebra at a time, pressing down into the balls. Inhale, stays up there, lifting up a bit higher in her hips so her sits bones are reaching to the back of her knees and the front of her knees are reaching towards her toes. And inhaling there, come back by dropping through the sternum, the upper ribs, the lower ribs, waistline, sacrum, all the way down, long journey. 3 more of those. Roll up on the exhale. Just doing a nice job here, keeping your knees aligned. Inhale and exhale, come down. Really working through each individual vertebra. And the balls give you some proprioceptive feedback about how well your toes, your feet, your ankles, knees and hips are aligned. She's really having to work her spinal extensors, also working her tibialis anterior and her perineal muscles to keep her knees aligned, because they do tend to want to come out a little bit. And of course there's that active dynamic pelvic floor work. Just going to roll up there this time. She really listened to me. I told her how many reps. It's
Only
because it's
4.
getting hard. We're going into a leg extension, just a small amount. We're not going to go too far. So breathe in, maintain the pelvic height, and take your leg out a little bit, just a little, and back in. And then the other leg. It's going to do one more each side. Staying up there in that lovely height, not dropping through the hips. Because now she's going to do a hard one, which is to extend both knees a little bit out and bring them back in and lift the hips as you draw in. And out she goes. And bring it back in. You can also take the breath out there if you need more strength to get back. Exhale goes out. Inhale, stay there. Exhale, come back in. And that's all we're going to make her do because it's very strong. Glutes and hamstrings. So she's going to do a little hamstring stretch just to allow her not to cramp as we go into the next one. Because they're going to get progressively harder, Jen. Sorry.
It's going to be okay.
It's going to be okay. So I'm going to describe it to her so she gets to visualize it inside her mind. Because here we like to work giving you verbal cues, giving you some imagery to work with, and getting your neuroreceptors to imagine the movement you're going to do once we go into movement. So yeah, we know the benefits of this are hamstring strength and shoulder stability, but we also know that we're going to have wonderfully mobile spines. So we're going to place, the balls are actually on the balls of your feet, but in this one you're going to lift your heels up. Now you're going to notice Jen's going to do a little wobbling around. We may have to even offer her an alternate ball. She can trial 2 sets of balls because sometimes smaller balls are better, sometimes not so much. So we're going to do a pelvic curl to bridge, but with the heels off the floor. It's really hard. So she's going to work out where is a good placement of her feet. Pelvic curl up, that's it. You've got to use your shoulder stabilizers a bit more. And exhale, roll down. Sternum, upper ribs, lower ribs, waistline all the way down. One more. And roll down. She's feeling that, definitely feeling it. So it gets into your upper hamstrings. We're not going to demonstrate this today, but if you want to go into pure plantar flexion of your feet, so lift your heels up, take the balls, you press and spread the toes out, you can do it on the balls of your feet, and it's very challenging for proprioception and balance. But we're going to move straight onto some pelvic presses. So the heels are on the floor, your toes are resting onto the balls. Inhale and exhale, roll up into your bridge. So we're co-activating your hamstrings, gluteus maximus, and a little bit of latissimus dorsi by pressing your arms and lifting through the lats. Your triceps will be active as well. We're going to do 6 little pulses here. So breathe in. While you breathe out, go a little dip. Pulse, 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 pulse. 4, 5, 6, lift, inhale, exhale, roll down. Sternum, upper ribs, lower ribs, waistline, sacrum, and all the way down. Okay, Jen, that's enough for those hamstrings. Just now have a little rest. Take hold of these balls and place them in your hands. And keep those other ones under your feet. And we're going to add arms to your pelvic curl to bridge. Arm arcs, we call it. So breathe in. Exhale, roll your spine up. Inhale, push a bit higher and lift your heels up if you can. Push up, lower your heels. Inhale, raise your arms up. Keep your arms there and roll your spine down. Inhale, take your arms down by your sides. Exhale, roll up, arms stay down. Inhale, lift heels. Exhale, drop heels. Inhale, lift arms. Exhale, roll spine down. And inhale, lower. That gets everything working, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So now we're going to get rid of the balls in the hands. Keep the ones under your feet. And we're going to do a single leg extension while we're up there. So breathe in and exhale, roll up. Externally rotate your right leg. Lift the heel off the floor and straighten that leg out as you exhale as much as you can. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, bring it back to parallel and drop the heel. Inhale. Exhale, externally rotate, straighten that left leg out, and breathe in, bring it in, exhale, back to parallel, inhale, exhale, roll down. Excellent job. We're not going to ask you to do that one again, you can just press replay, because we've got another challenging one coming up, called pelvic curl out and in. So there's a number of ways we can do this. You can play around with whichever position feels more comfortable with your feet on the balls. They can be underneath the balls of your feet, or you could put it in the mid part of your foot. You might want to try that, Jen, so under your arch. And because what we're going to do is start with your legs straight out for this one. So straighten your legs out like it's a double leg slide. With your heels flexed. You might need to bring those balls in a bit. Just get myself off that. There. Probably would have been easy. Actually, we're going to get you to sit up and I'll show the students how best to get into this position. So your hands are behind you and roll down. So your heels are here, and you're going to do a pelvic curl to bridge while you bend your knees in like this and down. You bend your knees and roll up simultaneously. You straighten your legs and roll down. Oh, that is very strong. You roll up and draw knees in. You roll down and straighten legs out. Start rolling up sooner and there she goes. Start rolling down and press the legs out. So the curl, the roll of the spine initiates the movement. Roll the spine, draw the legs in. Roll the spine down, legs go out.
Wobbly.
Wobbly. She's going to do one more. Roll the spine, draw the legs in. Roll the spine down, legs go out.
That's hard.
It's really hard work, everyone. She's doing a stellar job here. This next one is called semicircle, which is a traditional exercise on the reformer, but we're going to do it on the mat. I'm going to ask you, Jen, to swap to the smaller balls and see what difference it makes, because then you can share it with us if it's a little easier with the smaller balls. So we start lying down with our legs bent, and through the exercise we will be straightening out. So just straighten your legs to see if you've got enough room on the mat. You have? Yeah, that's good. So we bend the knees, inhale, exhale, roll up to your pelvic curl to bridge. Then as you inhale, while you maintain as much height as you can, extend your legs out to straight. So the hips will drop a bit.
The balls.
Those balls harder than the other ones?
I'd say so.
I think we've just been really cruel. So let's go back to the other ones. So we'll swap to the other one. So there's a lesson for us. When we're rolling up, the smaller the ball, the harder it is. Also, the more air that is in the ball, the harder it is. So if you've got the facility to take the air out a little bit to make it easier, then we do that. So we're going to roll up as we exhale. Inhale, extend the legs while maintaining a bit of lift. There she goes, beautiful. And bring them back in and roll down. This is really hard, everyone. We're gonna make her work a little bit harder and straighten her legs out a bit further this time. So roll up, extend the legs and maintain some hip height. Then she's going to draw the legs back in and roll down. I'm going to show you 2 repetitions of the alternate way, so doing the reverse. So the reverse is straighten the legs out, roll the hips up with your legs straight, roll up, draw the legs in, roll down. Each vertebra, extend the legs, roll up, legs in, spine down, push the legs out, roll up, draw the legs in, drops those heels, and then rolls down vertebra by vertebra. Well done. A little hamstring stretch now. We're going to go on to the next series while Jen's stretching her hamstrings onto the sideline series. So once Jen has done a decent stretch there, she's going to roll towards the camera onto her right side, and she's going to place one ball under her lower ankle and the other ball under the top hand, resting on her hip. So this challenges us. We place the head down in our usual sideline position, resting on the biceps. So we've got our feet together, legs parallel. We're still lifting through the waist, so we've got that little mouse hole there. And arm is reached long and our fingers are long. We're going to do a single leg reach, but you're pressing down on the ball a little bit, so it's destabilized us, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
Inhale and exhale, lift the leg and inhale, lower. Reach and lift, inhale, lower. Reach and lift and lower. We're going to do 3 in each position, so this is the last one, rest. So ball under bottom ankle, ball resting on top thigh is position 1. Position 2 is placing one ball underneath your supporting hand, so it stays there but we reach it forward, and the other ball is underneath your torso. So Jen will have to sit up here to place it underneath the mid ribs. Then she'll lower down and she'll do something I haven't let her do very often, which is rest her head on her hand. And the top arm reaches out. So she's getting a little acupressure to the ribs, like a massage for the intercostals. And now I'm going to ask her to slide her legs out, and we're going to do a really nice stretch for the rib cage. So we inhale and roll that arm forward, and you look down towards your right armpit, but don't move out of that neutral pelvis. And then we exhale and come back. So it's nice organization of the shoulder. Rotate into rotation of the thoracic spine and stability of the lumbar and the pelvis. And then exhale, come back, pressing onto that ball at the top so we don't move out of the pelvis. And one more, rolling forward. And exhale, coming back. We go into position 3. So one of the balls stays there underneath your rib cage, and the other ball can go into a position between your knees, and we're going to go into double leg lift. So it encourages that adductor and lengthen and lift, almost like you're trying to take your heels back behind you to open through the hips, draw your abdominals in, and inhale, lower. Exhale and lift. Inhale and lower. Exhale and lift. And inhale, lower. Now take the ball out and see if it's a little easier to squeeze your legs together because you've had the reminder. So you can just rest on the ball and take your head down, lifting through the ribs, making sure you're in one long line, and exhale, lift both legs up, reaching your fingers long, and inhale, lower. Exhale, reach and lift, draw the abdominals in, and inhale, lower. Exhale and reach. Now Jen's going to take her arms and place them in this position, and we're going to do a single leg reach. You can do this by bending the bottom leg if you need to, or you can do it in this position with legs long. Let's give her the challenge to start with. Lengthen and lift, inhale and lower. Lengthen and lift, keep the glutes active, both the side gluteals and the back. And thinking of taking your heel just a little bit back, so you do activate through the abdominals, keeping in neutral. Good breathing there, Jen. And the last one is to keep the ball still under the rib cage, but we will bend the top leg and place it in front of the leg on the floor and doing an adductor lift. So we can do this with our head lifted a little, and we'll keep the hand rested on the other ball. Making sure we're nice and long through the torso, and exhale, lift and reach that heel away on the bottom leg. Inhale and lower, exhale and lift. This time we're going to point the foot as we go down. Point and lower. Flex, lift, point, lower. Flex, lift, point, lower. Flex, lift, point, and rest. Straighten out the top leg. Now we put the ball between our ankles, and so take the one out from under your ribs. Actually, before you do, Jen, just lie down and see how that feels nice and open through the ribs. Feels a little less stressed because our intercostal muscles get very tight. We don't breathe enough in this life. So ankles and hand on top, like the first position with the hand. And in this one, we're going to do a double leg lift. Exhale and lift. Squeeze the ball a little. Stabilize the pelvis. Bring your hips forward. And inhale, lower. Exhale, draw the abdominals in. Lengthen the legs. And lower. Exhale and lift. And now we're going to make it a bit trickier and place the ball between your thighs, no, the one that's in your ankles. And the other ball is under this position underneath the ribs. A little higher, so mid-ribs. If we put it too low, we've got some floating ribs and they can snap. We don't want that.
Not today.
Not today. So mid-ribs, and ball is in your between your thighs. And head down, just resting, and exhale, lift, reach the legs away, bring that top hip forward, lift the abdominals, and lower down. Exhale, squeeze the ball and lower. So the idea is to activate the adductors in a lengthened position. Take your heels back a little bit, like you're trying to kick the wall behind you, to get your glutes a bit more active. And lower, and exhale, lift, hips forward, and lower. Well done. There's a lot of different positions for the balls that you can all practice, and then you can do it on the other side. We're not going to do the other side today. We're going to go straight into our supine arm series. So the arms are down by your side and taking hold of the balls in your hands. Just getting in tune with your breathing. A couple of breaths, feet evenly placed on the floor, big toe, little toe, inside of your heels. And we're going to just be aware of how the scapula are resting against the mat. They're not pressed hard to your rib cage. Because when we start doing some arm lifts, we're going to sense that the scapula are gliding downwards as we move our arms. And there will be a couple of positions where we might have the arms holding the balls, or we might move our arms and have the balls under our feet. So I want Jen now to actually shrug her shoulders and then draw them down so she feels her scapula glide down over her ribs. So shoulders elevated and then glide them down. Just to get her in the mood for this next series. Now we're going to go into what's called the butterfly. So inhale and exhale, float both arms up, feet like your double arm float, palms facing towards you. And then inhale, open your arms out to the side. And exhale, bring them back up to parallel. And exhale, arms up. Inhale, take them open to the side. Then just bring them straight back up. One more of those. Inhale, open. Exhale. Holding it there, Jen. Arms are up. We're going to take one arm, both arms up overhead towards the floor, and then take them out to the side, down towards your hips, and back up. Overhead, out to the side, and back up, and overhead, and out to the side, and reverse. Take them down, out to the side, up, and she's keeping her ribs in line with her hips. A nice circumduction of the shoulder joint to improve the range of motion that she can access through her whole shoulder. Now we're going to challenge it up a bit and go into an exercise called helicopter. So we start with our arms up towards the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, take your right arm down by your side and your left arm overhead. Take both arms out to the side, then the right arm is overhead, left arm down, come back through center. She keeps going. She's going to do 3 circles this way before she reverses. She maintains a really neutral pelvis, neutral spine, great stretch through the shoulders. And she reverses it around. And finishes on this one, ready for elbow arcs. Now this one's going to give some good biofeedback to how we're working in the shoulder joint to give us a better way of organising our shoulders in relation to our spine. So the starting position is where we bring the arms up and bend them so our elbows and forearms are together. So it's quite a stretch for the posterior shoulder even to start with. So even holding this for a couple of breaths prepares us and stretches out the posterior shoulder girdle. One more breath cycle. Exhale. Inhale is the starting position now. And then as you exhale, you're going to internally rotate, like drawing a circle with the balls and elbows go out to the side. Exhale, lead with the elbows, draw them back in towards each other, forearms touching, you're in external rotation. Then inhale into internal rotation and the balls are together and your elbows are out. Exhale and in. Inhale and open and exhale. And then we're going to take them open and see if we can take our hands up a little bit and then bring them back in. So our forearms are parallel to the floor. And exhale, it opens you into working the bottom part of the shoulders. And in, exhale, open, and in. And this time, we're going to open them out and they don't change. We just got them open as a stretch, lift your elbows a little bit higher, Jen, that's it. And then just use the shoulder mechanism to bring your elbows together. So your abdominals there. Inhale, open. The ball stays still, that's it. And exhale, so we're using our rotator cuff muscles here to maintain that same height of the elbows and the hands as we go from external to internal. So 3 different ways to do that exercise. Have a little rest and think about the last time you visited your scarecrow in your garden to keep the pests away. So our scarecrow is a bit of a lazy guy because he does his work lying down, but his arms do some crazy moves. So we're going to take the arms up to the ceiling and then you're going to bend your elbows and externally rotate them so your forearms are on the floor above you. Take them back to the previous position and internally rotate the arms downwards and bring them up. And you can break this exercise up. Jen's doing the full one. She's going with internal rotation, back up, and external rotation. But in order to prepare for it, you might just do the external. So inhale, exhale back, inhale to the ceiling, exhale back. Because if you're particularly tight in your pecs, it's hard to do the internal. So you can always break it down. And then when you're ready, you can put it together. And our last series of our arms is the exercise called door openers. So we take our arms into external rotation down onto the floor, elbows at 90 degrees of flexion. You might call this a goalpost position or a capital E. And that's the start position. And we're going to, from there, close the door by taking our circles together and then take them out. And exhale, bring them in. And exhale out. Nice work, Jen. It's a lovely stretch. And we're going to show a variation where we go from there. We don't bring our forearms together. We just bring it like our balls are magnets to frame our head. And then pull them apart back to that capital E or goalpost position. So lower your arms back a little more, Jen, towards the floor. That's it. And glue them together and take them apart. And one more like that. And bring them in and take them out. Now from there we're going to go straight into inhale and exhale and in and out. So it's a little different stretch. It makes you work your triceps eccentrically throughout the whole exercise. So 2 variations there. And finishing there. Bring your arms down by your side. And rest. We're 2/3 of the way through, almost there, Jen. We're heading on to the section titled Abdominal and Psoas Strengthening Series. So your psoas are your hip flexors. So right here, they can get a bit tight in dysfunctional tightness. So this series is going to help us strengthen them in a functional way. So hands by your sides, holding to the balls, and our feet flat on the floor, 3 points of your feet connected, your big toe, your little toe inside of your heels. And we're going to roll back, but it's a half roll back. So we inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, curl back to this position. Inhale, exhale, roll forward, and inhale, sit tall. Exhale, roll back, keeping your legs parallel. Press your feet to the floor, and exhale, roll forward to the C curve, sit tall, and anchor through your shoulder blades. One more. And thinking of all the benefits of improving your spinal and scapular mobility, strengthening the adductors and the abdominals. Let's go to the next exercise. Roll all the way down to the floor for a curl up. Take your balls with you, curling your fingers there, bending the knees in, inhale, and exhale, curl up, pushing into the balls, and inhale, roll back to the starting position. A nice strengthening of your abdominals, both concentrically and eccentrically. And just a nice initiation of the movement, smooth spinal flexion, back to neutral. And relax there as we move on to a little bit of leg work while in that neutral pelvis, neutral spine. This is called single leg stretch. So we're going to strengthen the abdominals as well as getting a little bit of neck flexion under load, so your neck flexors will be engaged quite a bit. So inhale, exhale, float one leg to tabletop. Inhale and exhale, float the other leg. Breathe in to prepare, and exhale, curl up, keeping your legs exactly where they are. Press down into the ball to engage your lats. Inhale up there, exhale, extend your left leg, and inhale, bend it back in. Scoop the abdominals, press your lower back ribs to the mat. Exhale, extend the other leg, alternating for a set of 6. And 3. And in. Press the balls. Press into the balls to help. And one more each side. Extend. And soften in the sternum. Press your lower posterior ribs to the floor. And exhale, lower your head. And then float the legs down. Good job. Now we're going into a modified teaser, just to get ready for the real deal. We all know teasers are not for the faint-hearted. So roll them up to sitting, Jen. And we have the hands still resting on the balls. And this one is going to strengthen and lengthen the spinal extensors while we activate the abdominals. So you breathe in and lengthen the spine and exhale into a C curve. Do 5 of those, in and out. And relax after this one. We're not going to do too many repetitions because this is going to be hard. They say it's modified, but personally, I think it could be just as challenging. So in that seated position, inhale, exhale, lift one leg up and roll back onto the back of your sits bones. Inhale, exhale, roll the second leg up. Inhale to pause, and as you exhale, roll back. And inhale, come up. Keeping your legs slightly bent. They don't have to straighten, just keep them a bit bent and roll up. Now you do two where you don't let the legs move. Roll down and up and roll back and roll all the way to the floor and keep your legs in tabletop. Bring them back up a bit. Take a couple of breaths there just to pause before we go into the next exercise. Keeping your legs there, we're going to roll up into your teaser here. Just keep your legs bent for this one. Roll back down. Inhale, exhale. Roll up and down. Put pressure on the hands to the balls and up. And this time, you're going to hug your knees, have a little rest, and we'll do the full teaser. This one is where you will do it with your legs straight. Just keep doing a little bit more massage for your spine. And you'll sit up, go into your teaser position. And this one, we do have our legs to here, and then we inhale, exhale, roll down, inhale, exhale, roll up, press into the balls, and inhale, roll back, and exhale, roll up, and bend your knees and relax. Strong, it's very strong. And then we can always do the full teaser just like you do on the mat, but we don't need to demonstrate that today. Place the feet on top of the balls and lay down in your curl up position for a curl up. Hands behind your head, inhale and exhale, curl up. The pre-Pilates curl up, keeping your head heavy in your hands. Noticing how Jen's pelvis is staying really nicely still. So I'm happy with that, so I'm going to get her to extend one leg next time she comes up. Exhale, extend one leg and bring it back in as she goes down. Exhale, extend and in. Now she's going to go into crisscross. She comes up, extends her leg and rotates to the bent side and bring the legs back in and lower down. So she breathes out, comes up, and she rotates to the bent side, reaching that elbow to the ceiling as she rotates and down. Exhale, roll up and rotate. Right elbow reaches to the ceiling. That's really nice oblique work. And down. Exhale, curls up. Rotates and lengthens the long leg and back down. And she does a little rest before we go into double leg stretch. So this is going to provide a little bit of hip release while we do our abdominal work. So she's going to prepare with her hands exactly where they are, knees bent. As she breathes out and curls up, she straightens her legs out. Straightens them out. And then inhale, bends them back in as she lowers back down to the floor. 3 more of those. Exhale out and inhale comes in and down. And let's just do one more, Jen. Ready for everyone's favorite, dead bugs. But this exercise of dead bugs, you're going to place the balls underneath your pelvis. This feels nice. So just either side of the sacrum in your sacroiliac dents, so that as she's lying on these balls, I can still see that she's maintaining her neutral pelvis. Her hands are reaching to the ceiling in an arm float position. We breathe in to prepare floating up your right leg, floating up your left leg. Inhale and exhale. She's going to extend her left arm and leg down and take the right arm overhead. Inhale, everything comes back to center. Exhale, extend right arm and leg and left arm over center, overhead. And one more each side. Feels really nice to have this massage of the spine. And holding that position to go on to single leg stretch. So we breathe in and take hold of your right ankle with your right hand and the left hand on your knee. And pull that knee towards your chest and extend out your opposite leg. So we breathe in to prepare, and as we exhale, we swap to the other side. And exhale. Inhale, swap, and exhale, extend. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Now we're going to do it lowering the head again and straighten the left leg up to the ceiling. This one is more about a stretch of the leg that's to the ceiling, planted flat, and really pulling this knee to your chest. So leg is straight up and we're trying to get that right heel to the buttock and the left knee to the chest. Jen's got her right leg bent, so her left hand is on her knee and her right hand is on her ankle. And she inhales and exhales, swap slowly and pull that left knee in and reach the right toe to the ceiling. Inhale and exhale, swap. Keeping her pelvis from hoiking left and right, but she is in a slight posterior tilt of the pelvis to stretch out all of the fascia and ligaments around the sacrum, because we've got such a huge network of ligaments here. And this will be her last one. She holds that, bends the right knee in, hugs both knees. She's going to take her hands down by her sides and place the feet on the floor, roll the balls out from underneath, and just feel how nice and relaxed that is. Continue our curl up series by placing the one ball in between your shoulder blades. So just middle spot between the two shoulder blades. We're going to do a set of curl ups with our hands by our sides. That's perfect, your hair looks much better now. So our hands are reaching here. And we start in a position where we are neutral. We're not down on the floor, we're just curled up a bit. Inhale, exhale, reach your fingers down, scoop and curl up a bit higher. Inhale, go back. Exhale, curl up. So it's strong work for the abdominals and for those neck flexors. Soften through the ribs and up and back and up. Put your hands behind your head and just rest your head heavy on your hands and return your head to the floor and get a nice stretch through the armpits, right up through the thoracic spine, opening up the ribs. This is a well-deserved stretch before she goes into the famous, ever so famous set of hundreds. So she's going to place her hands by her sides, nice and long. But the ball will help us stay up. So curling up, Jen, coming up, floating one leg at a time. Exhale, inhale, exhale. You can keep your legs here for the first set, and then we can straighten the legs to show the two variations. Breathing in and pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. In, Extend the legs out. 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 2, 3, 4, 5. And long breath in. Hug your knees. And while Jen's hugging there, I just want to let you know that you can do a series of the traditional exercises. You can do your single leg stretch here. So extend your leg out, Jen. 1 and 2. You can do your scissors or your hamstring pull with your hands on your side or by your legs. You can do helicopter legs here and around and then other ways. You can do bicycles. You can go for your life. Now you can massage your spine again. There's whole lots of things that you can do there. We're going to continue with some other abdominal exercises. We're going to do the single leg stretch again, but with our hand hold of the balls slightly different, so that we start with our legs in tabletop, curl up and do free form single leg stretch, which is more controlled with the legs at 90. Breathing in as you pass through center. Exhale, extend and push down into the balls. Inhale, center. Exhale, extend. Inhale, center. Every time she extends, she has to work her abdominals a little bit harder. Extend one more each side and lower down. That was just to show you again how we can do that single leg stretch. And from there, we're going to move along from our abdominal series into our scapular release. Now, this is really nice after all that hard work. So you're going to place the ball between your scapula. One ball between the scapula. Arms are up to the ceiling in our arm float, and our head is on the floor. Get a nice stretch there. Many of you who've done our roller series will know that this is that beautiful fish stretch. Just open your ribs to the ceiling and breathing. And we're going to complete what's called variation 1 of the scapular release. And it's where we roll from one side to the other as we reach our arms up. So we roll over to one side. If we roll to the left, the right arm reaches higher. Come back through center. And as we roll to the left, our right arm will come up. So it's thoracic rotation while giving those intercostal muscles, the paraspinal muscles, a beautiful stretch. But we're having to work your internal obliques on each side to maintain a neutral pelvis. And reaching one arm up to the ceiling and down, and then reaching it up. So you've got two ways of doing this. One, you keep your arms in a parallel position, or in the previous version where the arms sway side to side. We're going to add some degree of movement here by going into variation 2. Arms stay up to the ceiling, and then as Jen rotates towards her left, her right arm stays up and her left arm goes to the floor, looking up to the ceiling. So keep that right arm reaching up, and then bring the left arm back up. And now you reach your left arm up and look at the left, reach up and back to the center. Now we do the varying look. So she takes her left arm out and she follows her gaze. And back to the center. And as the right arm comes down, so does her head go to the right, reaching the left arm up. And it's a really nice stretch. And then she's going to fold her arms down roll up to sitting. And we're going into our prone series. So you need 2 balls again, and we're going to place them under our hands in our prone goal post position. Hands like that. Small goal post, so her elbows remain on the mat. And this is an exercise called scarecrow preparation, and it's the first of our back and shoulder strengthening exercise. And the breath here is a couple of inhales and exhales while the head's on the floor, shrugging the shoulders up and drawing them down. Inhale and up. And this is where we can check that the wrists are in line with the hands, which in this case they're really nicely placed on Jen. So this next exercise is still done with the head down. We're going to inhale and straighten the arms out to a high V. Exhale, draw the elbows into bend and come back. Inhale, reach the arms, and exhale, bring them in. One more in this nice release, then we're going to ask Jen to work her back extensors. So on the inhale this time, she's going to come up into extension, and then exhale, articulate down. She returns to the beginning and she works her lats. You've got to make sure you get the balls right at the end of your right at the fingertips is the better thing to do. And inhale, coming up to extension, lengthen the legs, lift the abdominals from the floor, shoulder blades drawn down, C7 to the ceiling, and exhale, elbows draw out and bend and return to the start. And inhale, reach up, and exhale, coming down. One more. Up. Nice work, Jen. And down. The next exercise we have called scarecrow. Some of you who've completed your pre-Pilates workbook will have it labeled double arm lift. It is this goalpost position and the hands are over the balls because we're going to have to lift them up. We inhale and lift the forearms off the floor. Exhale, lift the whole arms off the floor. And the head comes up. Then you inhale and place the elbows down, and exhale, everything goes back down. Inhale, just the arms come off. Exhale, whole arm comes up. Now the head comes up. And inhale, exhale, elbows go down, and then whole arm. Have a rest there, Jen. It's very strong, that one. So we're doing this one. I'll just explain the process here. We inhale and lift the forearms. Exhale, head stays down and the whole arms come up. Inhale, lift the head and open the chest. Exhale, put your elbows down, and inhale, head and forearms go down. So the version Jen did before is the same as in your pre-Pilates book. This one takes you a little bit into a higher extension. That's why we call it scarecrow. So we inhale, forearms off the floor. Exhale, whole arm. Inhale, lift the spine and head into thoracic extension. Exhale, lower your elbows and forearms, and then lower your head. One more. Inhale, forearms come off. Exhale, whole arms come off. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, lower your elbows and forearms, and inhale, lower. Nicely done, Jen. We're coming to swan. Swan starts with your arms up in the high V position. And that's your inhale with your head down and arms straight. As you exhale, Push into the balls and articulate your spine coming up, starting from the lumbar spine coming up, and contact firmly the balls. Hold on the inhale. Exhale, come down. Lower the spine from your lumbar, thoracic, and all the way down to your cervical spine. 2 more of those. Inhale, exhale, coming up. Lift the abdominals, open through the chest, C7 to the ceiling. And inhale, exhale, lower from the lumbar, thoracic to the cervical and all the way down. Last time. Inhale, exhale, coming up. And inhale there and exhale, going down. It's very strong, this spinal extension, but it does feel great to feel it all connected. We're going to go into the dart exercise. Now, dart is something from our pre-Pilates. It's exactly the same, but we're going to place the ball in your hands with your palms facing up. In your manual, there are some photos showing you how to do it just without the balls. We're going to go straight to using the balls. We inhale, prepare, and on the exhale, extend your legs off the floor, your arms off the floor, and your spine. Hold it for an inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, lowering back down. Inhale, exhale, squeeze the legs together, lengthen them, lift up the arms, the legs, the head, C7 to the ceiling. Inhale, and exhale, going down. The progression here is to make Jen stay up a little higher. So exhale up. Breathe in and extend higher. Open the chest, look towards the end of the mat. And inhale, exhale, lower all the way down. You must be very careful not to overload your lumbar spine there. All right. Coming back to a child's pose for a beautiful stretch there. Hold that for 3 to 4 breath cycles. We're entering into the last part of our training program using the balls, and that's our standing series. First one is roll downs. We've all done roll downs, now let's use the balls to give us some proprioceptive feedback. Your feet are parallel, hip width apart, weights predominantly on the balls of your feet. And as you inhale, prepare, exhale, roll down, head over shoulders, shoulders over ribs, ribs over hips, hips over legs, and the arms reach down, remaining perpendicular to the floor. Take a big breath in, exhale, tuck your tail under, roll your pelvis over your legs, and then your ribs over your pelvis, your shoulders over your ribs, your head over your shoulders. Ready to use the balls for the challenging part, which is to stand on them. We're going to put our feet remaining in parallel, and balls of our feet with all of our toes spread out. We do a roll down here. Inhale, exhale, roll down, head over shoulders, shoulders over ribs, ribs over hips. You don't go all the way down, maybe just to there, Jen. Big breath in, relaxing the shoulders, exhale, roll up, push through the balls of your feet, the heels of your feet, stacking up one vertebra at a time, and the head over the shoulders. We then go into our Pilates V position, so the heels are together and our legs externally rotated, just like you do a couple of clams. Now this is where the size of the balls will make a difference. So we can experiment with smaller balls. It's destabilizing you, so you have to work your inner thighs, your external rotators, your pelvic floor, and abdominals. Inhale, exhale, head over shoulders, shoulders over ribs. Draw up the inner thighs, keep rolling down one vertebra at a time. Squeeze the heels towards center, squeeze them in, Inhale there, and exhale, roll up, tuck your pelvis under, roll your pelvis over your legs, your ribs over your pelvis, shoulders over your ribs, and head over your shoulders. Good balance, Jen. It's strong, very strong. Great for the adductors.
Now we go into medial rotation. So some people call it pigeon toe, but it's not, it's pigeon legged. You turn in from the hips, so the femur heads roll in. Nice stretch for your TFL here, it's a bit tight. Inhale, exhale, press your feet to the floor, roll your head over your shoulders, shoulders over ribs, ribs over hips, relaxing the head. In those medial hamstrings, inhale, exhale, roll up, roll, stack the pelvis over the legs, the ribs over the pelvis, shoulders over the ribs, head over your shoulders. You did a stellar job there. Back to your external rotation. Because Jen did such a fab job, we're going to make her do a harder job. We're going to add a plie to the roll down. So in this Pilates V, external rotation, lifting through the abdominals. Inhale, exhale, head over shoulders, shoulders over ribs. Think of strengthening those legs, drawing the inner thighs, good balance. When we get down there, you breathe in and bend your knees. Exhale, straighten your legs, head is still relaxed, over towards your toes. And inhale, and exhale, roll up. Good job, Jen. And stand tall. Now we're going to keep ourselves upright, take our arms out to the side, and we're going to bend into a plie as our arms come forward to parallel. And then straighten the legs, arms go out to the side. And breathe in as you bring the arms in and bend the knees. Exhale and straighten. Inhale and bend. And exhale and straighten. One more in. And wrap those thighs around. Scoop the abdominals. Take your arms down by your sides. And step off the balls. You probably feel that your feet feel a bit relaxed. Your legs have worked. Now we're going to do one final roll down, but the legs are going to be, the feet are going to be on the top of the ball. So are they okay, Jen, or do you want to try the smaller balls? I know.
They're okay?
Calves.
If you've got tight calves, you need smaller balls. Okay. So we want to try and get the toes curling around the balls. We do a roll down in this position, so it'll stretch up through the back line of the body. Head over shoulders, shoulders over ribs. So she's drawing up the front line of the body and the back line of the body going down. Be careful not to go into a hyperextension, so bring your weight slightly forward if you can. That's it. And inhale and exhale, rolling up. Back to the start position. One more. We're going to add a little stretch down there. Roll down. This is a very beautiful articulation of the spine. And then if you can, try to reach. Look at her. She's going to catch the floor. Touch the floor. Reach those fingers out. And inhale and exhale. And some people might be able to get their hands flat on the floor, or you can just do the finger crawling. Either way, it's a challenge. And you inhale and then roll back up to the starting position. And we're going to do this in medial rotation. So you turn your legs in, and you slightly, we don't want to come to a point where we're actually hurting our knees. Tricky. Yeah. You can feel those glutes, they can work there. Inhale and exhale, roll down. So you're going to pull out the inner thighs to stabilize you in that position. Inhale down here and exhale, rolling up. Really releasing and stretching the gluteal muscles in this position. A good stretch through the hamstrings. Inhale and exhale. We're going to roll down again, and we're going to see how far Jen can press her hands towards the floor. Much further now. Inhale and exhale, rolling up. Nicely mobilized. So you can pick up your balls now and place them by your sides, and we're going to do some arm circles. So this requires us to maintain all that strength we just worked on the inner thighs. Spreading the 3 points of your feet out. Breathe in the starting position, and exhale, take your arms out to the side. Inhale, take them overhead. Exhale, bring them forward and press the fingers to the floor like your wrists are bent. And then we take them back out to the side and down. We'll do that one again. I think I took a shortcut. Breathing in. Exhale, take the arms to the side. Inhale, up to the ceiling. Exhale, place them forward and continue down. Take them out to the side, up over the ceiling, and down the front, flexing in the wrists, down to the sides. Out to the side, up, forward, and down. And we can reverse. So we go forward, out to the side, and down, and forward. And you just keep breathing through the movement, so you're focusing on shoulder range of motion, not getting bogged down on where the breathing is, just keep breathing through it. And resting there, taking your right arm up overhead, we're doing a tick-tock breathing. So you're bringing your feet a little closer together for this one, and side bending while you roll the ball down the side of the leg. So Jen's going to put weight onto her left foot, push the ball into the left thigh, and reach up her right ribs to the ceiling and the right fingers up, 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 up. And exhale, come up to both arms out to the side, take the right arm down, and over she goes to that tick-tock stretch, rolling down, breathe in, go a bit further as you exhale, down, 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 open up those left ribs, and coming back up.
Strong one too.
Very well. Do you want to do another one? Sure. Let's go over left arm and roll down. You breathe out. Now you breathe in and stay there. Exhale and breathe further. Inhale, come up. Exhale, touch the right hand down and roll to the side. Inhale, rest. Exhale, go further. And inhale, coming up. Nice stretch. Ready to go into our standing upper body series. The first one is called the bug. So we're looking like a little bug with our hands here, big bug eyes there. And this is the starting position. It's not, if you turn around, Jen, you can show the camera that we're not like this, we're in a little angle. Perfect position there. So we inhale, and as you exhale, extend both arms out to the side, and inhale, return to the start position. And exhale out, inhale. She's going to lead with her elbows to straighten the arms and come back in. And we're going to go into the bug single arm, but you'll turn around and face the camera again. And in the starting position, breathe in to prepare, and exhale, open out the right arm. Inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale, open up the left arm and center. Keeping ribs in line with hips, the big toe, little toe, and inside of your heels pressed to the floor. The inner thighs are working. And holding that beginning position as we go into boxing. Now this one we start in exactly the same position, elbows nice and wide and lifted. And as we breathe out, we externally rotate the shoulders into palms up, and we're in that 90-degree angle at the, not shoulder, at the elbow, just like Jenny's, really good. And that's the exhale. And then on the inhale, let's just take them out again. We're just breaking this down. Exhale, back to that curl position. Inhale,
But holding your spine in neutral is the challenge here. And back to that position, showing your forearms, and exhale, inhale I meant to say, exhale, open, and inhale. And you've got to maintain that length between your pubic bone and your sternum, opening your sits bones but engaging the hamstrings to keep you in that position. Tough work, yes. So now we're going to go into the single arm boxing, where we come to the beginning position and exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Turn it in, turn it out, turn it in, out. And relax there. Turning sideways for our tricep extension, and your palms are facing up in external rotation at the shoulder joint, bending them to start with, yeah? And then as we exhale, we extend one single arm, palm still facing down. Inhale back to center, exhale, extend. Inhale, bend, exhale, extend. And she's keeping her shoulders nice and open. Alternating the arms, lifting through the abdominals. And one more each side before we go into our final series, the lunges. We're moving into our final exercise for the whole balls manual, and this is our lunge series. So I want to see how tall you've all grown by doing all of the practice and all of the exercises. We're also bringing in some coordination. Now, if you have tight calves, this is going to be a challenge. So I'm going to ask Jen to lunge forward with her left leg and see if she can endeavour to keep her right heel down, lift through the abdominals and keep her ribs in line with her hips. And she's going to step back by pushing off her front leg and supporting the back leg. She's going to go forward with the right leg, keep that left heel down. It's a challenge for her, and it's very good at the same time. We inhale here and exhale, anchor through the left leg but push through the right. And as we continue with our lunging series, we want to make sure we keep our ribs in line with our hips and that we don't let our one hip fall forward. So we're going to start with the left leg and introduce our arms. Standing tall. Inhale, exhale, lunge left leg forward, right arm up. And inhale, press back, arms overhead. Now you'll take your right leg forward and your left arm stays up there. And inhale back to both arms up. Taking your left leg forward, right arm stays up. And inhale back. Left arm up, right leg forward, and inhale up. Exhale forward, inhale up, and forward, stopping there. We're going to see if Jen can bend her right knee a little further, use the glutes through that left side, lifting the sternum, and back she comes to the beginning. And we're going to go into a variation here where we do a little bit more arm movement. So breathing in, exhale, left leg forward, right arm up. 2 swaps. 1, 2. Inhale back. Now we go right leg, left arm up. Swap. 1, 2. Back to the beginning. And left leg lunges forward. And swap. 1, 2. And inhale back. And lunge right leg forward. And swap. 1, 2. And back she comes. Well done. Good for the balance as well, challenging. Now we're going into the next variation of lunging, which requires 2 arms coming up, and as we transfer through center, the arms are by our sides. So inhale, prepare, exhale, lunge one leg forward, both arms up. Inhale, both arms down, nice and tall through the spine. Other leg forward, ribs to hips, and upright, lunging forward. And come upright, lunging forward, and come upright for a 4, and up, and
Last one. And standing tall, turning to face the camera. And Jen has just completed her entire repertoire for the balls unit. So thank you so much, Jen.
Thank you.
Well done.